Cool.
All right, we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Pastrami Nation's Break Therapy. I'm Kevin. Joining me right here is my son Elijah. How you doing today, sir?
I am doing good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good, and of course, Mr. Jason Smith. How you doing today, sir?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good. Doing pretty good. And of course, Godfather of Toys, Mr. Christian DeCorda. How are you?
I'm doing good, feeling good. I organized my office a little bit today, so I feel cleansed.
Awesome.
That's always the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you all for checking out the show. Just a couple things up front. Remember to hit that subscribe button, share the episodes. That'd be great. In about a week or so from these live airings, you're going to get a audio version of the podcast over. You can download it on like Apple Podcasts and all kinds of other Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, all kinds of cool stuff, Spotify especially. So make sure to check us out there too. And always, as always, check out pastramination.com for the latest in movie news, entertainment stuff, reviews, and all that fun stuff. Right up top, I kind of really real fast want to talk about something because the whole reason why we started Break Therapy has a lot to do with like mental health and stuff, and we use these things to help with our mental health. I just want to bring up something that came to my attention. So, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of podcasts in general. I love listening to podcasts. Podcasts are some of my favorite things. I listen to them all day at work while I'm spraying houses and stuff. One of my favorite podcasts, I'm actually wearing the shirt right now, is Last Podcast on the Left. I've talked about this podcast a lot on my podcast because I just love it that much. The podcast is hosted by three guys. You got Ben, Henry, and Marcus Parks. Recently, they were very open on one of their last couple of episodes. One of the guys, Ben, who's one of my favorite hosts on the podcast, he recently checked himself in to fix his mental health, and he checked into a facility to work on his mental health and some other issues he was having. I just kind of wanted to give a shout out to that family, not that they're watching or listening, but mental health is no joke. One of my favorite things about that podcast, one of my favorite mottos on that podcast, which I think is brilliant, is mental health is not your fault, but it is your responsibility.
Yes.
So make sure, guys, if you're ever having issues or you ever really need to talk about anything, reach out to any of us. We're all available and willing to listen to you. Feel free to hit us up on Facebook, wherever you follow us on Instagram, wherever it is, we're more than willing to listen and help. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid to reach out and get help. I know mental health, there's still a stigma really, really bad in, just mental health in general, specifically when it comes to, unfortunately, when it comes to men. We have this stigma with mental health. We don't like to talk about it. We all have to act all manly and tough and pretend like nothing's wrong. Don't do that. Always seek help if you need it. Don't be ashamed. There are other people out there who are willing to listen, and other people out there who have gone through it as well. So we all understand. We're all in this together. So no matter what sex you are, no matter what it is, if you ever need to talk, reach out, let someone know, talk about it. And I just wanted to let the Last Podcast on the Left family know that our thoughts are out to you guys, and we hope Ben a speedy recovery. He really truly is. He's one of those. He's super funny. It's always the funniest people, right, that have these issues and stuff.
But yeah, they don't show it because they're always so happy, and inside They probably got their own struggle.
Exactly. And he was, he's brave enough, and I do use the word brave because it does take a lot to admit that, like, hey, yeah, I have a problem. I'm going to go get help. To go get help if you need it. I just want to say that up top because, like I said, we are very focused on mental health here, and we know it's very important. And just if you need help, reach out and get it. So besides that, let's talk about Lego stuff. Let's talk about action figures. Let's talk about some really cool stuff. There's things that really help us get our minds off of things when life gets rough, right? Life gets crazy. So first, let's start out just going around real quick as far as Lego goes, because we're going to be talking about Lego for a few minutes, and then we're going to move on to some action figure talk and stuff like that. But Legos, have you guys been working on anything? You guys been building anything? You guys excited about anything coming up?
Actually, I'm excited for that Disney camera, the Walt Disney one.
Yes,
that should be soon. Cool. Yes.
Yeah. It's out. It's out already.
Oh, it came out already. Yeah, you're right. We're in September. Wow.
Yeah, it is out. One thing I did see that was very cool was the you know how they have the mini haunted mansion and the mini castle set. They're coming
Yes.
out with the mini Agrabah, like of
Oh,
The
the
Aladdin one.
kingdom. Yeah, the
That's
Aladdin.
cool.
It comes with the flying carpet.
Did you see the
Um,
mini Steamboat Willie?
I did. That's really
Is
cool.
that like a gift with purchase or
It is going to be a gift with purchase.
sold?
Um,
Oh, oh my God. I've been watching you build that thing.
this
How
thing
heavy
is
is that?
insane. It's actually not too heavy. It's a few pounds, nothing crazy. It's huge though. I didn't realize how big it was. Thing's bigger than my head. I have a big head.
That's a
And
one of
like
one scale, I think.
it is. Yeah, it's 100%. I still have some work to do. Like I'm still working on like the
Ears.
closing it up and stuff like that. But yeah, this thing's actually been really, really cool to build. I didn't think I was going to have as much fun with it as I have been. But yeah, very cool. I never built like a head before.
A full
It's kinda
size head.
crazy. Yeah, it's
That is
insane.
awesome.
It's a cool set though so far. I'm really excited to finish it up. What about you, Christian? What have you been working on?
No builds as of right now. And I'm not exactly in Lego mode at the moment, but I'm kind of looking forward to getting like back into it. I think like I'm kind of reassessing my space and like seeing where things are going to go. So
Yeah.
I think this is going to change pretty dramatically in the next few months, hopefully. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You guys will all see what happens because you'll see this
Yeah.
week to week. So it'll be fun.
100%. And Elijah, I know you haven't been building anything per se, but you are really excited about a specific set that was it announced today?
No, it was announced this past weekend.
So let's actually just hop over to that real quick so we can show everyone what we're talking about. As many of you all probably know, this kid's a huge Star Wars fan, and as many of you are, I know
I'm a
you guys.
huge
We
Clone
all
Wars
love
fan.
Star Wars. Oh yeah, this kid loves Clone Wars. This guy, the UCS.
Oh, I did see
Nice.
that. I saw that on Instagram. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, my God.
It's a set that I've been wanting for years, but
Oh
it's
my
not come
God.
out.
Who are the minifigs? Is that Rex? And then
A Rex and a young Wolf Yularen,
oh,
who we
nice.
Very
see
cool.
in the original and Clone Wars.
I do see one issue with this set.
What?
I do see one problem. I know you are very excited about it, and we're gonna have to start a GoFundMe for this kid.
Oh yeah, that is a
Because
big
that
problem.
price point there. Listen, I love you, and you know
I
that.
know. Oh, I would never expect you to do that much for me.
No,
I
I
mean,
mean,
maybe for like a Disney visit, but not that much.
oh, we've done a lot more. I don't want to start talking about that.
Yeah, the Disney visit cost more than this.
Yeah, it did. It's for the 20th anniversary of the Clone Wars,
Oh, man.
which is really cool.
Oh, that looks so good.
How many
Look at
pieces
that.
is it?
5,374.
Actually, pretty good. Pretty good for two. It comes with a couple minifigs, and
I think it's around the same size, if not bigger than the Titanic.
It looks like it's like half or like 3/4 of the Titanic.
Yeah, I don't think it reaches the length.
So the so the height is 13 inches, the width is 22, and the
Depth is 43.
depth is 43. So I don't know the stats on the Titanic. I don't think it's bigger than the Titanic.
43's got to be the longest like end
You
of
can't
it.
say-
Yeah,
can't
43
do
is the
this
length
on
of
the
it. What is that? Oh, that's almost 4 feet long. I
That
mean,
is
that's
almost 4
pretty
feet.
long. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
How tall is the Eiffel Tower?
Oh,
like
I-
5 feet.
They
Is it
said it
5
was
feet?
something like, God.
I mean, it looks massive. I mean, judging from this guy, I don't know how big this guy is, but
He's like a midget.
yeah, right.
He's tiny.
just there to show that it could be big.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
But yeah,
gorgeous though. It's so
yeah, it is
beautiful.
very, very cool. Keep your eye out for that. That comes out October 4th. The early access starts on the 1st of October. So yeah, that should be cool. It's got this dude with the nice little mustache.
That's Admiral Yularen.
Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
He's a good guy until Order 66.
Okay, I dig his mustache then. As long as he's a good guy. Good guys with mustaches are cool. Bad
the
guys with
size of that
mustaches
thing.
not so cool. Yeah,
Wow.
that's where would you even put that?
I don't know.
Because
Well,
that
Extra half of the Titanic.
you can't even take it apart like the Titanic. Like the
No.
Titanic's cool because you can do it in the sections, but like where would you even
Yeah.
that'd be like your room. Like you'd have to like take your bed out of your room.
Yeah.
Who needs
I'm
sleep?
okay with that. I'm okay with downsizing.
Oh my God. You can hang it from the ceiling with steel like rafters. That is
Yeah.
probably like 1,000 pounds too.
Very carefully.
Yeah.
That is
Oh, the
insane.
announcement video
It's-
before was so cool.
Awesome
Was it?
though.
Yeah, it was it coming out from the shadows, like the original Star Destroyer.
Oh, that's really cool. I wonder if they do have the thing for the Agrabah on here because I saw it today on what TikToker I follow. She was building it. She had gotten early access.
Another set that I want is that Republic gunship.
The
That
big, like
gunship.
the
is-
$300 one.
No, not the UCS. The Republic.
Oh, I
LA,
know which one.
the
Yeah, the red
smaller
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's awesome. I heard there was a line for like
Ooh.
out the door for that one the day it came out.
Oh, probably because that's a Clone Wars, Padme, Palpatine, and a Fox, which I'm pretty sure I am going to kill immediately as soon as I get home and build.
Nice.
But yeah, this is a cool little set. I actually like this. I feel like it'll go good. When she built it, she put them all together with the castle and the haunted
That's so
mansion set.
cute.
And it
Does
looks
this one
really
have
cool
a
together.
minifigure though?
It does. It just has the carpet and the
And the lamp.
lamp.
They're
Yeah,
still
right here.
super cute.
Yeah, it's
If
cute.
we have a
like,
Genie
I'll get
minifigure, we
it.
can put it on.
Yeah, I'll certainly get it. $40. I mean,
Yeah, you can't not get that.
yeah, like it's not bad. The haunted mansion's on sale for 20. Wow, that's not bad actually. $27.99 for the haunted
No.
mansion rent.
I
That's
didn't know
actually a
that
good
there was a
deal.
Peter Pan set.
Peter
Yeah,
Pan
it
was
just
cool.
That's pretty
I
cool.
like it. I kind of just want it for the minifigures though, to be honest.
yeah.
Like the Peter Pan, but it doesn't. I wish it came with Michael and John too.
I know. It's such a tease to get Peter, Wendy.
Yeah, and
Team.
you also have the Up House, which is a nice little size that
Mhm.
can go with all those mini sets. So, I love that Up House so much. That Up House is so cool. Anyways, that's kind of the stuff kind of going on at Lego that we're excited for. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that camera, man. The camera's on the next on my list. It'll go good with the Mickey and Minnie builds.
See that camera, and I want that Corvette. That red
Corvettes.
Yeah.
The Corvette's really cool.
We are also going to need more shelves.
Yeah, we will eventually. We definitely will. So, guys, what's been going on in action figure land?
Before we jump to that, there is something Lego I did want to mention. It kind of irked me. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was watching America's Court with Judge Ross, and this guy was suing this lady because he did this custom, like, you know, when people do Lego art, it's like elaborate and massive. He did this really awesome, big, lifelike turtle, and he was selling it there for $500, and his was in the section of do not touch, and they were roped off and everything, and there was some like horses and stuff that were built that were kids were allowed to go on. But this lady just other kids were on those, so she just tells her daughter, "Oh, well, you can go on that one," and lets her walk under the rope, sits on his turtle and destroys it. And so this guy lost it, and he's suing her. And her response to that, and they're kind of ticked me off because she's just like, "It's just a stupid toy. You can put it back together." No respect for the art and the hard work that went into something like that that's one of a kind. And she just, it wouldn't register through her. Like even Judge Ross was telling her, like, you don't get it. There's not an instruction booklet for this one. This guy created this in his mind with intentions of selling it. And she's like, I don't feel like I have to pay for it. It's just a kid's toy. You can get instructions and put it back together. And needless to say, she lost. But I'm like, wow, it's people like that that don't respect the artist, you know?
Yeah. Wow, dude. I can't even fathom that. That's crazy. You guys have seen that. Like, I think it's from a few years ago, actually. It was from a while ago. They had this Lego exhibit. I can't remember where it was. I think it was somewhere overseas in like the Netherlands or something. But they had the dude from Zootopia.
Nick.
What's his name? Nick. Someone that built him like as like a statue. And like literally minutes after the place opened, some kid came over and like knocked it over, and like this thing was just like it was just like this big
Fiasco.
fiasco. And I was like, man, like that's rough. The dude put like hours, like obviously days, weeks into this thing.
Yeah, and I don't think I would have felt if she would have been honestly sorry and felt bad that what her daughter did. The way she was like, "It's just a stupid toy. You can put it back together. They're Legos." Like really, lady? You obviously don't get how much work goes into something like this.
Yeah,
It's just the disrespect, because it's not even like I don't anticipate or expect anybody to understand all of the things that I like. I just expect people to respect it. I don't know the things that you're into. I might not even like it, but that doesn't mean I have any right to like be that disrespectful, or you know what I mean? Like, or to, I don't know. That's completely unfair, but whatever. I'm sure she has something super boring in her life that's really important to her. So
yeah, no, she does. I have to show this real quick, guys, because this is insane. Wait, let me see here. Okay, so this guy, he spent 3 days working on this thing, $115,000 Lego statue.
Damn.
He spent 3 days working on this thing. And then
it looks great, by the way.
Oh, it looks amazing. Like this thing is like an official within seconds. Little kid just came along and just destroyed it.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your family, dishonor on your cow.
Like, look at that. Like, that's just sad. Like that hurts.
You know, like as an artist, and like we all, I think all of us, because we're all creatives, we're all artists, we all create things. I think, you know, like that's kind of a valuable lesson, is the detachment of you from your artwork.
It is.
And I think it's a hard lesson that like some artists don't even go through. So, but yeah, you know, like if you can't destroy your own work, you know what I mean? I learned it from a couple of things. There was this artist that I loved, James Jean, and he would see these, he would make these beautiful drawings and then just scribble them out, and then like just draw another thing right next to it and scribble that out. And his ability to make something so beautiful and then destroy it immediately. Like you can type it up, James Jean sketchbook. It's gorgeous. But like, I love that. And like, you see these students that will come in like really young and they don't know how to take a critique because they take a critique personally. Like when
Art Institute.
That's exactly. So like, you know, you're trying to help somebody better their work by like, here, look at, this is what's not working with your stuff, but look at, this is what you can do to make it better. But then they take it personally as if I'm making critique on them. You know what I mean? So I always encourage students to like, you know, detach yourself from your work. If you can't destroy your own work.
Little straight out of high schoolers I saw argue with the teacher that no, I did it that way because I wanted to direct your attention that way. And it's obviously like they're full of shit, you know. The teacher's trying to tell them something to help them, you know, and like they're trying to like, they're getting offended. My family says it's good, or my girlfriend said it was perfect, and blah blah blah. Like,
granted, there were not every teacher was good about their critiques that they would give. Yeah, and then some of them would, they were not giving good critiques, not giving helpful critiques. And you know what I mean? So like it kind of went both ways, but there were stories of like, there was a student, I'm not going to say his name, but he literally tore a door off the hinge. Like he stormed out. It's one of those like heavy business doors, like, and he tore it off the hinge, fell off the hinge. Yeah, it's crazy. That student was problematic, but that teacher was problematic too. It was a big problem. Anyway.
I remember that.
Yeah. So destroy your own work before somebody else does, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyway, as many of you guys know, if you're new to this, and you've never met us before, hello, welcome. You can probably take a look at our screens and see that, despite the fact that this is a brick therapy podcast, we all collect a little bit more than Lego. Lego is definitely a big part of all of our collections. But I think many of us too, Lego has not even been like the thing that we've been collecting the longest. And in fact, for me, I think of all the things that I collect, it's probably the new edition of things that I've added onto the millions of things I need to look at when I go to Target every day. So among the low, what other things are catching your eye, or are you guys trying to cultivate in your collection?
Oh, so
Well,
I don't do Funkos anymore. I used to do, I used to be a big Funko guy, Pops especially. Something has to be really special to like catch my eye when it comes to that. Now I went through a phase where I was just like buying everything. Like I was like, this looks kind of cool. I'm gonna get it. But like I haven't. When was the last time I bought a Pop?
I can't even tell you.
It's been like forever. Been looking at some action figures too, you know. I really like the NECA stuff, like the especially the ones that have at Target with like the you're gonna have to forgive me because I don't know my
Yeah,
terminology.
no, you're that's exactly the ultimate
the big-
editions.
Yeah, the Ultimate Edition ones. Like there's some really cool ones, especially with like horror movie icons, you know, like
Oh,
if you
yeah.
get some Evil Dead ones. They have the Jason Frey. They have a bunch of cool ones. Looking into those a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I know this kid is.
I don't collect action figures. I buy and use action figures, but I'm trying to find some type of villain to use.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still really good with like he'll buy action. He actually plays with his action figures. Like I know a lot of us, you know, but like he gets it. He open it. He's it's crazy like seeing like going into his room and he has his armies built up and like
That's
they're
awesome.
battling and like dude,
That's what
like,
they're for.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like
that's
on
exactly what
Sunday,
they're
I
for.
had them like my Lego guys lined up, and then I had my action figure guys lined up, like not too far from them, like not to battle because they're on the same side, but I had their opposition on the other side.
Nice.
No, for
That's
sure. What about you,
awesome.
Jason?
Me, I'm into a little bit of everything, you know. NECA, the horror stuff just blows me away. Ninja Turtles, NECA Ninja Turtles are like honestly probably my number one. Like I was just playing with some of them right now. Like let's see, this guy just ended up on my shelf again.
Oh, that's a cool raft.
Yeah,
Figure
the
of the
Mirage
year,
Triple
man.
set.
That's
Yeah,
it right there
that's easily toy of the year.
by far.
And then
Easily.
what else? Wrestlers. I've been on a big wrestling thing.
Mhm.
Like I've been in heavy wrestling mode. Just I think about it. That was the one thing me and my brothers and my dad all used to watch together. Like all four of us boys and my dad would sit there and watch it. Like when it came out on Saturdays back in the early '90s. So like early '90s wrestlers, like that always has a special place in my heart. And I scored these off of some guy selling them. He made a deal for me. It's the
Oh
old school,
yes.
yeah, Legion of Doom with Hawk does that little or the
Oh yeah.
they had the action features. I could never find them back then. Like I guess they
I
were harder
wanted
to
those
find.
too. Yeah, they were.
And so now, all 30 years later, they're mine now. You know. And I picked up this guy the other day while we're on Wrestlers.
Is that the Ric
Ultimate
Flair?
Edition.
Oh, that's
Yep,
awesome.
Nature Boy. This guy, like, I watched some guy's review on. He has that woo head,
Yeah.
and I watched the guy's review. He can actually put a figure in the figure 4 leg lock. That's how
That's cool.
So yeah, wrestling figures have been like, honestly, they've been my number one when I've been going to Target as of late because I've found the old. I seen Jason Bean used to play with. I remember the old Thumb Wrestler wrestling figures.
Mhm.
I remember I found the Big John Stud one at the Goodwill back in the 90s because those were out in the 80s. And they had like the hole in their butt where you stick your thumb in there and make them thumb
I
wrestle.
remember those.
Well,
What kind of toys we talking about now?
I remember some ladies.
That's
I go to pay for it, and it's like 25 cents at the Goodwill, and the lady's like, "I'm not going to sell this to you." I was like, "Why?" Some pervert put a hole in its butt. I was like, "No, it's supposed to be that way." You know, it's a thumb wrestler because she thought some weirdo like literally stuck a hole in Big John Stud's butt. But no, that was thumb wrestlers. The 80s were a simpler time, you know. Like,
Yeah.
And then I've been on wrestling mode like big time, and I don't know if you guys have heard of Beast of the Mesozoic. It's that guy David Silva. He created his own dinosaur action figure line, and
Whoa.
he's probably got the best dinosaurs out there. I mean, just
Damn. Look at
Look at
that.
the
I
paint
saw
job.
that post. God, it's gorgeous.
That is
thing
cool.
is like, and it's articulated as hell. Like, look at this thing. Like, tail. I can't show it on screen. So it comes with two different legs that don't bend. So if you want to stand them on the base, it just comes with so much stuff. And he's launching a Kickstarter October, I think, for his Cyberzoic line, which is basically his take on Dino Riders. There's like a saber-toothed tiger with the armor, a T-Rex with the. It's like his version of Dino Riders, but cooler, because they're all updated.
That's really cool. I just really want kind of have to show off my favorite pop because it's a signed pop, and I'm very excited. And it's kind of a cool tie-in for a movie coming out soon. This is my really cool Linda Blair signed Funko pop. I love this guy with the passion. We got to meet her a couple years ago at Rose City Comic Con, which is coming up this weekend. If y'all are going to be there, say hi. But yeah, I just love this guy so much. Every time I see it, I'm like, I can't believe I got to meet her. Got it all signed. She even signed it with the green,
like a vomit green.
The vomit green. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Sweet.
Yeah, you can collect them a lot more, but.
Yeah, Funko, I hear you. I buy few and far in between. It has to be something I really like. Like I found the Walgreens Doomsday from like the 90s Superman comics.
Oh, yeah.
I had to get that one, And then I buy the music, those little Funko Gold.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg and all them. I get all the rappers and like Slash and I think they did Axl Rose. I haven't found him yet.
That's cool. What's up, Arturo? How's it going? Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, so I obviously, like, you guys can see what's going on in my background, but NECA stuff, obviously, all the NECA Ninja Turtles, like every line, nice. I love it.
I want more Ninja Turtles.
I'm loving the comic line right now because there's kind of multiples. There's like I think 3 comic lines because there's the classic, the old Eastman Laird line. There's the new Last Ronin line, and then there's also like the Adventures line, which is
the Mirage like adventure.
Which is
I don't
like
remember him.
Yeah, I showed it to you.
I'm pretty sure you did at one point. I just don't remember.
I thought we saw it somewhere. I can't remember where we saw it.
But that's been my favorite toy line period for the last few years, I would say. Like it's steady, the quality, it's always good. Like NECA. Here's the thing, for those of us, I don't know how old like some of you collectors are, because like I'm a pretty old school collector. I've been collecting for like a really, really long time. So I remember when NECA started. Right, like I remember also when McFarlane was McFarlane, because like for those of you that are collecting now and like, oh, like I like McFarlane because you like DC stuff and you don't remember what McFarlane came from or like what it used to be, like it was a game changer. Like let's be real, like McFarlane toys changed the game. But also, like you'd be hard pressed to find any like old McFarlane toys from back in the day that's worth shit. Like they're not worth anything. They were overproduced, and they're not action figures. They were like glorified statues, essentially.
I used to have like the Movie Maniacs ones, that, like the first wave that he came out with. I had like the Ghost Face, which was really cool. He had a Crow one. I think the Blair Witch one too at some point.
Yeah, that one was hard to find.
Yeah.
I had Edward Scissorhands. That was like one of my most beloved.
I had Shaft too. He had a Shaft.
The Shaft, yeah, that was really cool.
I had the Scissorhands stashed at Toys R Us because he was one per case, and we only got like one case of those. And I stashed him, but some chick from the baby section, she saw me because like I went to look for my stash and I couldn't find it. And then I was like, somebody's like, oh, I go, Edward Scissorhands. I go, oh, must be pretty popular. Melanie paid for one earlier too. I'm like, bitch, she took mine.
Remember 2 of my coolest action figures that I had back in the day. I don't even want to get to the story how they disappeared and how they're gone now. But I had a couple of, I had a Bluntman and Chronic Kevin Smith, action figures, Jay and Silent Bob, but they were signed by Kevin Smith. Those were my pride and joy until they got taken away, but that's a whole other story altogether.
I think that Jason has made the new real life One Piece.
What do you mean?
Jason Bean.
Jason Bean said, I was a huge G.I. Joe nut when I was a child. Somewhere on my... So, Jason, I'm wondering, are you talking about the 3 3/4, or are you talking about the 12-inch G.I. Joes? I'm guessing you're the 3 3/4.
Yeah, he's really old school.
I know, yeah. There's a huge jar full of original Joes buried in a... my brother-in-law's. Oh no! I wish I could find them. I have some of them.
Let's all go. Let's all go find
3 3/4. My favorite one is my Storm Shadow. I still have it. It's in my parents' house, in like my room in their house.
Which Storm Shadow?
The old white one with the just the classic Storm Shadow.
Nice.
So speaking of GI Joes, one of the big things that I collect too is 6-scale figures, is Hot Toys. Six scale figures kind of have been popular for like the last 10 years. And again, if you're new to collecting and you're new to Hot Toys, you probably don't know. But yeah, the whole six scale thing, it's funny to me and it's adorable when people are like, I had to attach Captain America's shield to his arm and it took me 15 minutes. You got to get your shit together, Hot Toys. And I'm like, welcome to 1/6. Like what 1/6 used to be are like basically like they were kits, model kits. Like it was fun. You would get military figures and you would have every pouch, every bullet, everything was like separated and you would put it all together. It was kind of cool and you get to do it custom.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, so us like old school, like military six scale figure collectors, like a shield, that's it. Like, give me something more to do. Like, it's
more of a challenge.
I just love the artistry. I think I'll show it off a little bit more next time. Like, I think right now for six scale, it's really exciting because there's like new stuff. Hot Toys has kind of been the dominant company for the like last 15 years. InArt's kind of on the way. There's always been like Blitzway and like all these other companies, but like right now it's really exciting because finally someone is here to like challenge the top company. And with, capitalism, this is the good thing of capitalism. When there's competition, we get like an increase in quality, which is really amazing. They released their brand new Heath Ledger Joker. Heath Ledger Jokers has a history with six scale collecting. It seems like every collector who collects six scale and every like company that produces it is on a mission to either make the best representation of Heath Ledger's Joker or as a collector to own the best representation of Heath Ledger's Joker. They just released theirs. They got it. I got it. And like the thing that I love about six scale, like here's this is one of my like most beloved figures. This is the Hot Toys X13. This is like the end of T2, but like think about like how difficult it is to make a leather jacket, right? Now shrink that down to 1/6 scale, right? Like just the idea of the tailoring alone on all these figures are incredible. When you see these characters that are wearing like these like impeccably tailored like 3-piece suits, like just that alone, the head sculpt, the paint job, like it's just a team of artists like making something so pure and beautiful, and I love it.
It's a masterpiece.
They're masterpieces. Like to me, it's kind of like the height of collecting. But I love collecting a bunch of little things, and I think it would be cool. Maybe like it'd be cool to like run down like the history of some of these things and paint a bigger picture for those of you that if you want a little background on the stuff that you collect. I think that.
Now, how do you feel about the Mondo 6 scale stuff? Like the Masters of the Universe.
I do love those. I think they are making the best X-Men stuff, period, right now. They just announced like the Omega Red at Comic-Con. I love it. They do a different kind of 6 scale where they're not doing too much multimedia, so they're not doing like cloth goods and stuff. It's just they're like enlarged action figures, but beautifully articulated, beautifully sculpted, beautifully painted. Mondo is doing fantastic stuff. I don't have any of them. I would love to, but I know it's the thing. I get one. Where, and then I'm gonna get them all. Like
I want that Battle Cat, but $500 tells me I probably shouldn't.
Oh my God, the He-Man stuff, the Skeletor, like all of it is just so good.
I seen with Beans. I can't recall what the toy line's called, but little mech figures that stood 5 inches or tall. Was that Micronauts?
Return to cockpit, open up. I remember. You're talking. That was from like the late '80s, right?
Or Air Raiders.
Mask. I remember. Mask is like that is something like dear to my heart.
Yes.
That's so
I have no clue what either of those are.
Yeah, dude, this is way before Eli. So
I think of Mech and I think of Gundam or Titanfall.
Something happened in the 80s that was amazing for toys, and this is why like all of our generation like is kind of like this because like laws changed, right? Like before you weren't allowed to have a cartoon that would advertise to kids, and in the 80s they were like, you know what, go for it. And then He-Man, Masters of the Universe, Transformers, G.I. Joe, like all of those like beloved 80 things were because of that, like them lifting that law and like allowing to advertise for children. So we have like like Thundercats, Silverhawks, like all of this stuff that Super 7 is doing now. So it's crazy. This is why we have like I buy Mezco figure every once in a while. I got the Ghostbusters set and I love it. Yeah, I also love Mezco too. I was going to talk about that. What Mezco's doing is basically like shrunken down Hot Toys. Like this Predator figure is insane. Like, I didn't think we would ever live to see the day that this exists. This is basically
If I come to your house, you are no longer going to have that. I am sorry.
this is hot toy quality, right? Like, that's actual like mesh, that's cloth mesh. The paint job, this lights up everything. Like, look at this. I have to show this xenomorph.
How
This was like-
posable.
it's okay. Look at this. This is like the technology that you never thought we would see in toys. Look at this hip right here. Like, pay attention to that hip. Like, notice there's like no joint. It's a metal skeleton under a silicone mesh.
Like an armature, like
It's-
the original
it's like
King
Like
Kong,
an animatronic.
Hot motion.
pretty
It's
much.
basically an animatronic. So, like, if you look at the elbow, there's no actual joint, but it articulates just fine. Like, it's incredible what they are doing. It's incredible what Mezco's doing.
Yes.
And they're a domestic company. Like, we keep talking about all the like what the imports are doing with the imports. We're doing it right at home, baby. Mezco's like killing it. Mezco's been killing it since 2004. Like, I've been a Mezco fan since the Hellboy days. Like,
I remember that
that's-
Hellboy.
that's my holy grail, man. This house burns down. That's the one thing I'm grabbing. So,
I was there at that Comic-Con. Good old. There was 2 different versions of them too, if I remember.
yeah.
And I have them both.
Yeah,
So-
I have. There's the floating head one, and then there's the Nazi head one. I have them both too. I gave one of them away too.
I want to try and start collecting the Boshinjo statues of the
Ooh.
horror icons. We already have one of Ash, and it's
Oh,
up
the-
there.
Is that the chick ones?
Yes.
Yeah, those are awesome. Like it's a statue, you know. Like I
Well,
love the artwork.
I had
of
to
that.
get this one. It's because it's Ash. But
Oh, that's cool.
it's just really cool design. You even got the hand popping out from the bottom there. Right there.
that.
You see that there? It's got the Necronomicon
Yep.
right there. It's got it's got the figure.
Gotta have the figure.
But no, I Ash is like one of my favorite characters of all time, especially horror. So like I just had to have this one. Like this is the only one I own just because it's a really, really cool representation of Ash.
But they got Beetlejuice.
They have
Freddy.
like
Jason. They got pretty much everybody.
Yeah, the Michael Myers one is cool. The Ash one. I think there's a Ghostface one too.
I need to hunt that
Yeah, I
one down.
think there's a bunch of really cool ones. These ones are really, really cool. And this is my first kind of statue in general that I've ever gotten. It's really, really cool. I really love it. It's very durable, very sturdy. Like, I mean, it's just a cool set. Yeah, I really, really dig this.
I
It's
also
like a
wanted to
resin,
like
huh? It's a sturdy resin. It's not like porcelain or something, huh?
Yeah, no, it's like a sturdy resin. Yeah, it's not like anything like too fancy. But yeah, it comes with the gun back here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, little PG-13, but it's okay. We're good. We're
Yeah.
fine here.
I have
We're all adults.
We're all
this
adults.
little bad boy, the
That's
Arthur
cool.
Adams. I love Arthur Adams' rendition of
Where
Catwoman
can I
because
get that?
he kind of it's as if like Audrey Hepburn was cast as
That's
Catwoman,
awesome.
which would be
I
like
love
perfect.
that. Yeah.
And then I have this. This sits right off camera, so you guys never get to see it. I'm a huge fan of like Ashley Wood. So this big old like statue has been. I've had this for like 20 years now.
That is so cool.
Ashley Wood is like an amazing artist. If you guys are familiar, I think he first got famous like doing Spawn or like Medieval Spawn or like Hell Spawn. But yeah, he helped design K2SO for Star Wars.
K2?
Yeah, you can look at K2SO's like DNA is all over this.
I
Yes.
Like,
yeah,
you
I
can
was
see it.
noticing that. Like
It's
it
really
looks
cool.
so familiar, but I've never seen that.
So this is like 2005, I think, at Comic-Con. Sideshow used to give away like free like blank cards, and then you had to like check online to see how much they were, how like the value of them. But dude, yeah, one of the cards I got was $150, and I was like for like free, and I was like, I'll get this. Cool. So,
Nice.
yeah, I can't believe they used to do that. Like
That was the good old days.
yeah, that's crazy.
We'd storm that sideshow booth every day.
Yep. Yeah. Dude,
I
it's
seen Bean says Popeye is my favorite Mezco figure. That Popeye is my brother has that. That is so
Gorgeous.
badass. Yeah.
gorgeous.
That spinach can. I see that he has 3 of them. So what are you waiting for, Bean? Fork it over.
I'm really looking forward to the Dick Tracy that are coming with. I think it's coming out with a 2-pack with a flat top.
Oh yeah, that's
so-
crazy.
Dick Tracy was a big part of my childhood. I don't know about you guys, but man, that was such like I remember like how sensational the release of that movie was.
I love Dick Tracy.
Where
Yeah.
we snuck and saw that because my aunt was gonna like send us to a movie, and she said Dick Tracy's not for kids, And then okay, that's not for kids, but you go let us see RoboCop 2. Like,
Yeah, that's way worse.
And
Yeah.
I found an action figure, but this is also one of my favorites.
Oh,
It's
Coraline.
a Coraline
Nice.
doll here. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. I couldn't find it for the longest time, and eventually I found it. I found one of it, or I found one of her. She was at Target, and I was like, "Zoop!" I had to pick it up.
there's a NECA one, isn't there? I thought there was.
Yeah,
a
there's a
It's a
NECA
little
like
bit smaller.
figure. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
a couple of the figures, which are really cool too because they're posable. And I think there's a couple different ones. There's one with her with the raincoat on, and then there's one with her with the striped shirt on, and each one's doing a different expression. Yeah, that one's really cool too.
This is another one of my favorites. So one of the cool thing about the 6 scale community, it's really easy to make unlicensed figures. You just need a head sculpted because it's all cloth, right? So it's like you can just easily, which also means there's a ton of things that you might have a fandom for that's really niche and a big company might not make, but a smaller one might. So you might get like this, like you might get a Captain Phillips from Saving Private Ryan. Like
Nice.
I was like, okay, I was like, that is Tom Hanks.
look at like that. Even as blurry as it is in my camera, it looks so good.
Yeah,
I mean,
when you
Forrest
pulled it up,
Gump
I
is
was
not
like,
out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I love this figure. This is like one of my top like 6 scale figures. Like this, that Joker. I'll show you guys. I can't get to it right now. I've got stuff blocking it and I'm gonna have to make a mess. I have a Captain America that just so you know, on average, these things average about like 275, right? Like that's like baseline. So like I have a Captain America. It's like my definitive Captain America from Endgame. And then I shelled out like an extra like $300 to get this like perfect head sculpt because this customizer, it just like nailed it. I don't know, and it kind of like encapsulates like my philosophy of sculpture. So I'm like, I have to own this. Like this is crazy. So it's here. I'll show you. I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, please.
yeah,
So it's literally the singularly like most expensive thing that I own. But man,
So in the event of a fire, him and Hellboy and you are
him
going
and
overboard.
Hellboy. Yeah, exactly. So
Look at that.
I don't. So he's like he has that like he does it a couple of times in the movies where he looks out of the corner of his eye. You know,
Yeah.
With the mouth open.
Yeah. So I I'm a sculptor by trade and I like study all of it. But like, so just to give you guys, this is like really interesting. Bernini had this whole philosophy of like expression, right? And like he would do this whole thing where like he was always capturing the moment before something happened because it's more enthralling. So like when you look at a lot of his sculptures, they always have like their mouth is slightly open or they're like looking to the side because he had this whole thing that like regardless of what a person's intention was, even if they intended to lie, the moment right before they say something, their face is absolutely true. So like the truth of whatever they were going to say is in their face right before they speak. I don't know how true that is or not. I think that's really interesting.
I buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think as like a philosophy of sculpture, like you still see that till this day in toys, right? Like you still see like Bernini's influence 500 years later.
Yes.
And I think it's really cool. Like, I don't know, like as an artist, like there's just so much art and it's like so much people put so much passion and work into this stuff and I eat it up, man. I eat it up and I have like, I'm also fully aware that this is not a normal thing, right? Like, I don't have to say this. I'm like, how public are you guys like with just other people in your life that like, oh yeah, my toy collection? Like,
I do it all the time. Like, I'm at that point where like, hey, I don't care anymore. I used to be like, oh, I didn't want to like, talk to the girls about, hey, want to see my action figure? Now I just don't give a shit. And most of the ones like, they're cool with it. Like the ones, if they're worth anything, they're cool. They're like that's awesome, and they'll probably collect something themselves.
It's funny how just like this becomes a barometer for the people you want to keep in your life. I was just out with some like friends like a couple of weeks ago, and one of my friends was like, "Oh, it kind of reminds me." She's like, "Oh, I don't." It's that one movie where like Christopher Lloyd was like a scientist or something, and then like me and my friends were like, "Back to the Future." She's like, "Whatever," and then I'm like, "No, not whatever." First of all, not whatever. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, people like that can stay in their own little corner,
that cut me deep, like really bad.
Oh, dude, trust me. Yeah, but
Oh, that wouldn't have cut me deep. That would have been just a straight up stab wound.
Yeah. But we live in our bubbles and we forget. I make fun of like there are times in class where I'm like, oh, your flex capacitor muscle in your shoulder. And like, like wait for people to react and nobody reacts. And I'm like, wait, do you guys not know what a flex capacitor is? And then I get sad that they don't know what Back to the Future is, but then I realize that I'm old.
that's like this kid, there's this young kid at one of my old jobs comes in with these like bright pink sunglasses. And then some people were talking smack to him. Some of the people were like, oh, those are cool. And I guess he bought them. That was like a popular thing. I was just like, hey, that's Brett the Hitman Hart colors. And everybody just got quiet. Like, who the hell are you talking about? Like, really? You don't know who the Hitman was?
Yeah. So that's talking to the Sith Ninja. Yes. The thing where I don't want to advertise it to everybody. That's my problem. The problem is the space that you see, what you're looking at now. This is also professionally what anybody sees if I'm on a Zoom call. So like, if I don't need all of my students to see this, do you know what I mean? If we're on Zoom, I can blur my background. That's fine. But we also use other programs that does not allow me to do that. So like day one, like the instant moment, it's like, hello, I'm your teacher. This is my toy collection. I'll give you a second because everybody has to be like, whoa. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And it's
I will not be able to focus. I can't.
I know.
I can barely focus as is.
So I typically don't even always turn on my camera. I'll turn on my camera if I have to show them something, but yeah. So,
You ever get that? You go to buy an action figure and then like the chick ringing you up's like, oh, are you buying this for your son? I'm like, fuck no, I'm buying it for me.
yeah, no. They're like, do you want a gift receipt? And I'm like, no.
Why?
I'm gonna tear this open in the car. What are you talking about? It's not even gonna make it home. What are you talking about? Our family finally bought a VCR back in the day, and their first movie we rented was Back to the Future. It had just released.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
That
really, really cool.
is really cool. I have the original trilogy on VHS.
Sweet. Physical
also-
media.
Yes, I do have a Marty McFly hot toy. It's currently boxed up. Some of my favorite figures are not on display right now, and that is upsetting me. So I need to. I have two. I'm gonna put some Marvel stuff away. I have my Tyler Durden, my one of my most beloved.
Oh, that's so cool.
Isn't it feel weird though to have like a collectible from Fight Club? Right, it's like it doesn't. It's like it's
the whole purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's kind
I
of
would
an
make my own Fight Club at that point.
Yeah.
I
have the pops.
daily.
Like I have the Funko, the pops of
right. It was funny because they made that release and then there were like message boards and we were all discussing like, but it's weird though, right? Like, but I still want it. Like, I don't know how to feel.
So Arturo asked, what do you all decide to open in figures or just keep it sealed?
Christian obviously opens.
Lagoon.
Yeah.
Is that the good? That's cool.
WWE gimmicks.
I feel like my dad might be the only one that keeps them closed.
I mean, I keep some stuff
I open
closed.
some of them.
Yeah, it's like a 50-50 or like a 60-40 you don't open.
I keep them closed when I haven't gotten time to open them.
Open one.
I think I got this guy open.
Oh,
My
sweet.
Toonie Terrors go.
The Toonie Terrors are awesome.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of them. Like a bunch of
on the wall.
That's some on the wall. Yeah, they're still in the packaging, but they
look so
display
cool
better
in
that
the package, you know.
Yeah, those ones do. This one, the problem with this one of the main reasons why I opened it was because it was in the packaging like this.
Yeah, it kind of
So,
hides
like,
what it is.
Yeah, so I was like, nah, dude, I need to show it off. Like, this guy's awesome.
Like the Jaws one, I think does better in the package.
Yeah.
I do also keep stuff in box. It depends. If I like something enough, I'll buy two. So if I really, really like it, I'll buy another one. I won't do that with anything over like $30. Like if I won't buy $100 figure twice, that's crazy.
No.
Also, Jason, you have no idea how incredibly excited I am for you. So I don't want to pressure you, but whenever you get the time, watch it. If you don't know anything about it, that's probably better. Don't look into it. Just watch it. Knowing
Do not look into it.
Oh, you've never seen Fight Club? Oh, dude.
Oh my god.
So
I want to say the first rule.
it's
when
a top.
Talk about Fight Club.
It's
This
a
is
top 3
now-
movie for me.
This is now a
movie.
Fight Club podcast. All right,
Yes.
guys, let's talk about it from the
Yes.
beginning. All right,
Oh
let's
man,
go.
I thought we were
Let's
actually
go.
gonna have the
No.
Fight Club.
No.
So
Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
It is a very beloved movie
Oh, it's
over here. It's fantastic. Yeah, dude, find the time this week. Like, make it a night. I think it would be really cool. Like,
Yeah.
even but enjoy.
Yeah, 100%.
I open most if it's something I really like. I buy 2 possible. Yeah, exactly. It's become an issue, and then I got, especially during COVID, there was a lot of those like, oh, if they just released a pre-order, and then I'm like, I forget, and then 2 days later I see another pre-order on like Entertainment Earth, and I'll pre-order again, not remembering, and then I see like months later I see it released, and I pick it up at Target, and then all of a sudden something comes in the mail, and I have like 4 of something.
Like Evil Ryu, who just showed up today.
Did it show up for you? Oh,
Yeah.
that
He
means
probably
I should
showed
have
up for you
another
too.
one. Yes,
You're
because
what?
I have it. It's from Comic-Con, the Jada exclusive, which was one of my most excited. I was so excited to buy that exclusive, and I never opened it, so now I'm going to open it when that comes in. Did you open it?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
I opened the one from Comic-Con.
Okay, that one's still. I've been a good boy. I've been a really good boy.
I was tempted because it was fetching like a top dollar amount.
Yeah.
Like people were paying $100, but I was like, nah, screw it. I'm gonna open this sucker. And it was
So
cool.
the other thing too is I don't collect for value. So like even when I do that, it's just because I really like something. So it's like more like posterity's sake. Am I saying that right? Like I just want like just to keep it so I have like a keepsake of like, man, like like 50 years from now, we're like, dude, fucking
Yes.
this history right here.
Something
like,
that reminds you of that point in your life.
yeah.
Like me with wrestling figures from the early 90s, like
Yeah.
takes me back to that simpler time when we were just all together watching it in the living room.
And I've kind of talked about this a little bit before, and like I think about it from time to time, like the psychology of why I collect. Like I don't mean to make it like a generality of like why people collect in general, because I can't answer that. But like I try to think about like what it is that I collect, and like I've gotten it down to like a specific time frame in my life that I'm trying to recapture, and I'm still trying to figure out like why. It's specifically because for me it's like 1990, 91, 92. Like that's like the golden era of like things that happened then I really want on my shelves for some reason.
Yeah, it's like it's nostalgia, right? Nostalgia makes you feel good. Nostalgia is like it's not the quote is nostalgia is a hell of a drug, and it is. Right, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel happy. It makes you feel.
We're all addicted.
Yeah, I mean, and that's there's nothing wrong with that. That's where like that's why a lot of us still build Lego no matter how old we get. We collect action figures no matter how old we get, and it's specifically things that we grew up with or did as a child. Not even did as a child, but things that we were surrounded by as kids. All the action figures, if I ever do get action figures, it's never of something new, right? Like for me, like it's super rare. It's always got to be something that I grew up with,
something that you're familiar with.
Yeah, someone familiar with, and that's the only reason I personally would buy one, because it reminds me of a certain time in my life.
Yeah, exactly.
I do feel like every time I buy a figure that's some weird kind of thing, because like I'll get obsessive. I don't know about you guys, and like I think Jason, I think you and I, because like you get the days where it's like, oh shit, I just went to 6 Targets today. You know what I mean? Trying to hunt something down, like obsessively, like I'm not going home until I find this thing. You know what I mean? And I think that like because there's some real psychology there, and I'm sure that exactly like that was such dude. You don't know. I have that set right there. I fucking hate that I'm saying this. I have 3 more boxes unopened, pristine, in the closet because I couldn't. I'll ship it to you guys if you guys want it. Like it was just so hard for me to get that. Once I finally got it, if I saw it again, like I couldn't just leave it. Like, you know what I mean? And my whole thing is just like, again, shout out Toy Galaxy, but like, if you see one and you like it, pick it up. And if you see another one, leave it for the next collector. Yeah. Right. Like I hate what I just did, but it was like there's something came over me. I couldn't do it. So, but yeah, I'll happily send you guys a set for sure. Yeah. Send me your address again, and I'll send it to you guys. So,
do you have any from the 2012 series?
That's coming soon. So I think they just announced that Super 7 is going to be doing. Oh no, Super 7 announced they're doing the 2003 set. So the 2012, I'm sure somebody's going to do again. down the line because all the turtle figures are super hot right now. So every company is
yeah.
trying to do it. So,
For
Dude.
sure. Well,
Yeah.
very cool.
but
I was thinking about hot toys. I don't have any hot toys, but I saw something that probably will spark me into them. I saw a Clubber Lang one. I don't know who it's from. Clubber Lang from Rocky.
Yeah.
Um, if they do Rocky ones, like just the main four: Clubber, Apollo, Drago, and Rocky. That's all you need,
Yeah. 100%.
That would definitely drag me into the hot toy realm.
What about the man in Rocky's corner?
Mickey loves you.
Okay.
He should come with Rocky as an accessory.
Yeah,
He really should.
I mean, if they did a Tommy gun, I'd be okay with that too.
They've got Clubber on Big Bad Toy Store for $2.99.
Yeah. See, the good thing there's only like 4 main. Now, if there was any character you want to see get the Hot Toys treatment, like out of anything, what would it be?
I kind of have all of my grails, but if there was like one, I picked up Max from Road Warrior like last week. The first 6-scale figure I ever picked up was Bruce Lee. I have actually like 4 Bruce Lee figures. I have from Game of Death, I have him from Enter the Dragon, and then I have 2 other casual ones. I don't know. It's hard to say because I think I have them. I think I got like all the Marvel stuff, all the DC stuff I want, like the Star Wars stuff that I want.
If they don't have one, then a Clone Wars Anakin.
They absolutely. Oh my God, you have no clue. Okay, hold on. Can I share my screen right now?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay, let me show you because it's not even.
Have you guys seen, like, I know this would be kind of harder to do in figure form, but do they have, like, I've seen statues of them, but do they have figures of the Max? Like, I've seen statues of the Max.
Purple
yeah, the
yellow
big
guy.
purple guy. I love the Max.
He actually had a figure from McFarlane, and that one was actually articulated.
Was it? Okay.
And it was so hard to find back in the mid '90s.
Imagine. He's a big guy too, so I'm wondering how they like articulate.
He was hunched over and like my brother still has him. Like he came with like that little guy, the Is or whatever.
The Is, yeah.
And I remember there was like because the scalpers kind of ruined that one because McFarlane would do variants that come with like a black Is or a white Is or 4 Ises, really? And they were just buying them all up because they all went for a lot.
Gotcha.
Then I have a replacement for him.
Do you guys see? Like, this is incredible. They just announced this maybe like a month and a half ago. This is their artisan series, so this is like only like 4,000, or they sold out immediately. But like real hair, like this is it doesn't even make sense. This looks like a real person.
That's like museum quality.
Yeah, this is a 12-inch figure of Anakin. So I have Ahsoka and I have Rex, and I kind of took down a lot of my Star Wars stuff, and I only have one shelf left, and it's just my Filoni shelf. So I have it's Ahsoka, Rex, and Mando, and that's all my stores up right now. But yeah, I'd love to have this. That'd be amazing. But this is also like $500. So
since they're already sold out of since they are already making one, can I change my answer?
What answer? To what you would like? Yeah, what is it?
A Tomura Shigaraki from My Hero.
Somebody will make that, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. Ramen Toys will get on you.
Or a Captain Falcon from Smash Bros.
Captain Power, holy crap! Jason Bean says, "I want Captain Power back. Me and my brother spent countless hours playing with Captain Power toys that interacted with the TV show. I absolutely remember that, and I have a story for that. You shot at enemies in the TV, and they shot back." But also you could fire at each other like laser tag, and the figures would get ejected out of the cockpit. So it was like a jet with like a thing, like a what's it called, a trigger and a handle at the back of it. So you can kind of like swoosh it around. But like, yeah, it would shoot lasers. They had other parts of it too. I know that they have like a vest thing too, like actual laser tag. But I remember my dad took me to this event at Universal Studios for Captain Power. And like the guy was there from the show, and they had this whole like dark maze where you could like take your toy. I'm like, I was so young, I could barely remember, but Captain Power was like a very, because it was shiny. Cool.
Yeah.
So shiny.
That was awesome.
Yeah, man. That unlocked a memory.
Right there. Being touching on the nostalgia train.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Anyway,
Cool, guys.
thank you guys for tuning in. This is always fun.
Yeah.
What's your answer for that
Oh
question?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What
who,
hot
me
toy
or-
would you?
I think we know what it is.
No,
Is that the answer?
no. I mean, it would be cool. I'm just hiding behind them because I don't have an answer right now. I can't think of one. I was trying to think of something, but I'm like, all the stuff I thought of, they're probably already done.
What about Tomb Raider?
Lara Croft would be really cool, like a new Lara from like the new games. Actually, that's good call out. And Elizabeth,
Not Angelina
from BioShock
Jolie?
would be really cool.
That would be cool.
No.
Be cool.
Yeah, and Elizabeth. Oh, like the
Samus?
whole just a BioShock Infinite one with Booker, Elizabeth,
Songbird.
Oh my gosh, a Songbird would be amazing.
What about a Big Daddy?
Big Daddy. Oh, Big
Big
Daddy,
Daddy?
little just a whole
It costs like
BioShock series.
$600.
Or even
Yeah.
like Assassin's Creed. I think I like a Jacob and Evie Fry. That'd be really cool.
If they do
Okay.
a Kenway.
Edward Kenway.
Give
Kenway
me like
would be,
1 minute of 1 second. This might be a mess.
Kenway would be really, really cool.
I love Kenway.
Ezio's cool and all, but like Kenway's obviously like up there. Jacob and Evie are.
I like some of the more modern assassins.
Yeah, I like Jacob and Evie. Too bad the game they were in wasn't fantastic, except for the Jack the Ripper DLC, which was really cool.
I feel like they're perfect for like 6 scale treatment.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Ezio,
dude,
So it's Ezio. Hold on. Let me.
that is so cool.
This I love Assassin's Creed, and this was
Yeah.
the game I was absolutely obsessed with.
Oh, the double hidden blade.
Yeah, so it's just like this. The only thing is like you want to see like you don't want to see his eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And like so, but the problem is I have him so high up that it looks dumb. I need him actually lower on display. But like, look at his base. Like it's really cool. Like it's like dirt and like it's really nice.
that is so cool.
Just
If
like
they
I
come
love
out
that.
with a Kenway one, I feel
They
like
did.
they would need to make the hood cloth. That
Oh,
way
yeah.
you can put it down and up.
Though that's this too. It's like you could do that.
That's cool.
They do. It's a smaller company. It's not Hot Toys doing it, but these are officially licensed. So these are like and they're beautifully done. They're also really hard to get because they're not Hot Toys and they have low numbers. But they
yeah.
have all the major assassins out.
Nice.
Does that include Kenway?
Yes. Yeah. Edward is also my favorite. Black Flag is my favorite game.
Yeah.
You know what I think would be a cool hot toy would be it probably never happened, but Javier Bardem's character from No Country for Old Men
Oh yeah.
Oh,
With his haircut.
with that little air tank.
Yeah.
Antoine Sugar.
They smaller companies have done it, like smaller. So the weird thing about 6 scale companies that they'll do this thing where they'll like just pop up, like they'll make an offshoot company just to make a risky figure, because like in case they get like all these lawsuits, they can just like shell the company.
They give him a generic name like Friendo.
Yeah.
or
So there's
something.
always like these companies. It's like the weirdest names. There's like DID Toys. There's a TT Toys. There's you know what I mean. They'll just pop up, release one toy, and then that's
That's kind of smart though.
Yeah. So that's basically like the Chinese
Yeah.
like how they do it over there. So it's pretty crazy. But we get
Very
toys
cool.
out of it. So
That's
Yeah.
like did you guys ever watch Yu Yu Hakusho, the anime?
Started to,
Dude,
but
they
I
did
haven't continued.
I think it was 5K Toys, I think, that did the 112 scale figures. They did Urameshi and Kuwabara first, and they had cloth outfits. And it's like, I regret because I remember I saw it at Ageless and he had it for like $70 or something. And then like he was
passed
gone
on
the
it
next
and-
week.
yeah,
Never saw him again. And next time he had him, he wanted $200 for him.
Yeah. They're I mean
Damn.
Supply and demand.
because like look at
Yep.
look at how every little buckle, like the leather, the metal, like it's crazy. Like all of those buttons are like looped too. So it's like it's insane like how much detail comes in these. And like there's this like little I don't know. So it's really fun to see. And
Clothed figures, like I started dipping
Yes.
into the realm of action figure photography, and cloth is so much better because you don't get the light glare bouncing off like a plastic figure would, you know?
but it also adds to the gesture. You can like really like make something feel like it's moving a lot more than it is.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love Jason's response to this. I didn't even think of this, but Chainsaw Man figures.
Those
Yes.
are coming out now. Yeah, there's already hitting. I know like Good Smile Company has a bunch of them out, I think. But yeah, definitely for sure, and they look cool too. So
Yes.
Oh, man. Too many toys. Too many toys.
That's not a bad thing, though.
Right. No, it's not. It's not. Absolutely not. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for checking out the show. I think that's our show today, everyone. Really appreciate you guys checking us out. Let us know what your favorite action figures are, what you guys are looking forward to, and what you guys would like to see made into action figures. Where can they find you all? Where can they find, Jason, are you posting your action? I know you do like the reviews and stuff for Pastrami. Do you post any of your other action figure photography?
I haven't posted yet. I'm new to it, like as far as creating a scene and stuff, like a diorama. But I entered the fairgrounds this year. My brother told me, "Hey, you should enter. They have action figure photography as one of the categories." I was like, "Okay, whatever." He was entering. Some guy we knew was entering, and then next thing you know, I went to the fair with Nolan and his wife, and he's like, "There's a blue ribbon next to yours," and
nice
first place.
Yeah,
I was
I've seen that.
didn't even expect that, So I guess I got a future in that,
Dude, keep posting. Post them up, man, and we'll let people know where they can find you, so people could come check out your work. They can check out your artwork as well.
You know where you can find me? You can find me in the winners bracket of fantasy football, unlike Jason Bean, who's on the other end of that.
Yeah, very cool. And of course, Christian, where can they find you?
You can find my toy stuff at Zoinks. It's Z0INKS on Instagram, just the old toys. And then you can see my personal artwork at Christian Nacorda on Instagram. You can find me at all the other places, TikTok, Facebook. Come find me.
Yep. You can also find me in all those places as well. Find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Kevin_Hoskinson. You can also find me on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel where I'm planning on growing that as well. So you can, if you're checking out Pastrami Nation on YouTube, go check out my YouTube page. It's just Kevin Hoskinson. It's pretty generic, but hey, you know what? It works. We got some cool stuff up there. Doing shorts all the time. Doing a lot of Lego
His
shorts.
work is really good. Go check them out.
Yeah. We're looking at doing some other cool stuff on there, so definitely go check that out as well.
We can find you at Rose City Comic Con as well, right?
Yes. So yeah, Rose City Comic Con's coming up. So guys, keep an eye out on PastramiNation.com, on Pastrami Nation YouTube, and my YouTube as well. We're going to be covering all aspects of Rose City Comic Con this year. We're going to be getting some really, really cool videos. Hopefully, being able to talk to some really cool people. Super excited. Brian Michael Bendis is going to be there this year. I'm pretty stoked for that. I'd love to talk to him. It's kind of sucks because I don't know what I'm allowed to really talk to him about, because I know he's not really part, but like, Spider-Verse and everything. I love to obviously he didn't really have a huge, part in the movie per se, but created Miles Morales. Come on. So I'd love to pick his brain about that, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, guys, definitely check all that stuff out. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for checking it out. And as always, guys, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And remember, don't forget to reach out if you guys ever need anything. We're all here to listen and talk. So feel free to check us out. And until next week, we will see. Oh, don't forget to join us next week because I'll have a whole slew of stuff coming out of
recap.
Rose City Comic Con recap. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun. So make sure to join us for that. It's going to be
I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's going to be great. One of these years, you guys will make it up here. We'll all go to Rose City Comic Con, Emerald City Comic Con, all that fun stuff.
San Diego eventually.
San Diego.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, guys. Take it easy. Have a good day. Have a good night whenever you're checking this out. And we'll talk to you guys later. Yes.
Take care, guys.
I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.